Hi parents, I wanted to come on and announce that we are beginning our Easter mini unit, He is Risen, starting Monday after spring break. That's the March 23rd. And I wanted to give a little bit of clarity to this because this is a mini unit, and so we are looping it into our current space study. We're going to be doing these together, and if you are not in the habit of checking the weekly hybrid planner, I would highly recommend that you do that for the next 3 weeks, especially because on the front end this could be a little confusing, but everything is detailed on the planner and it tells you exactly what should be done on each day. But to just give you a little bit of insight into what that's going to look like, we really want you to prioritize the He is Risen mini unit at home. And so we are slowing down the pace of our space unit, and we're actually completely taking it out of what you have to present at home. So we want you to present an Easter lesson and then have your students work through the student pages of the upcoming space lesson. And then at the schoolhouse, we will be presenting both the He is Risen and a space lesson. We're going to run the He is Risen through our chapel times since it's more devotional centered. We'll be focusing on He is Risen during chapel, and then during our gather around time, we will present the space lesson, and then we will work in the afternoon to finish whatever pages that you are not able to finish with them at home, or we will check through them and just make sure, check for understanding, check for completion. And so basically you want to look at your home days as He is Risen is the priority. Make sure, we really encourage you to, slow down enough to really come together as a family. Don't miss the opportunity to kind of linger in times of prayer, times of worship together, journaling, like really prioritize that. And then you're gonna kind of build your kids' independence and encourage them, assign them what pages that you think they can complete for the lesson, the upcoming space lesson. So next week it's lesson 17 and lesson 18 of space that we're going to be teaching at the schoolhouse. And so on Monday, we're asking that you have them finish as many of the lesson 17 student pages that they can. Now, not the notebooking page, because the notebooking page is the one they do while they're hearing the lesson. So we will have them take notes on that page while we present the lesson. So you're just working to finish those other pages that usually don't need the lesson to be completed. So it's a really great opportunity to build your child's independence. You assign them, you need to complete these 2 pages, or if you think that they can handle doing all 4 of those lesson 17 pages, then go for it, and then we can come back through the next day at the schoolhouse and check for understanding and review or whatever. And if they just can't finish all of them, that's no problem. We will be working in groups, and they can complete what they are not able to finish at home. So next week, again, at home, you're gonna do Monday, lesson 1 of He is Risen, and then the notebook or the student pages for lesson 17 of space. And then we are also still going to be reading a chapter of The Secret Garden because we want to finish this in a timely manner since it is a long book. We want to wrap up all 3 of these at the same time. So we're going to wrap up space and the novel and the Easter mini unit within the next 3 weeks. So the following week, we are going to be doing lesson 19 and 20 of space. And then a lesson each day of from the Easter unit and a chapter in The Secret Garden. So the way I'm doing it at home is, again, the Easter is priority. It's more devotional style, so we'll gather together with that intention. And then separately, probably after a break, I will be assigning kids to do their student pages. If they need help with instructions, I will provide that. Otherwise, it's their job to complete those pages. And then we will probably just push play on the audiobook during lunch or, just an afternoon time. So that's how we're going to run our home days. And then at the schoolhouse, like I said, we will be covering both a lesson in Easter and the next lesson for space. The third week, we will have wrapped up space, and we'll just be reviewing, and then they'll be sharing those comic strips. So as you know, those student pages have them working to finalize their comics. And so as long as you are keeping track of those, which again, we are helping you do that at the schoolhouse. We're having them work on those comic strips. But if you can make sure you get your eyes on their comic strips and that they're getting those finalized, we will be presenting them the third week. So that's the April 7th. We will be having review time and sharing the comic books. Comic strips. And so if you want to cut those out and staple them, that's what the instructions say. But I thought another way that you could do it also is you could cut them out and glue them in the order that they should go on a small poster. And so we will be sharing them that way. Students will get to enjoy each other's comics on April 7th. So that's kind of where we're heading. That third week will just be, some review and wrapping up the Secret Garden, sharing those comics. And then April 13th is when we begin Artists. So again, all of this is detailed on the hybrid planner. So please be checking that. And I will be sending an email to kind of clarify again, just like what you need to do at home and making sure you know that this is happening. And we are excited to, see what the Lord does in our home during the Easter season. So we look forward to seeing you next week.